The colony of New Haven had stopped broadcasting distress signals 3 days ago. Not because help had arrived, but because Elder Mirath had finally accepted what the rest of the Zalari refugees already knew. No one was coming. The Krillian raiders had surrounded their settlement on the barren moon of Theta 7, their massive warships casting shadows across the makeshift shelters. The Zalari were a peaceful species, scholars and artists who had fled their dying world seeking sanctuary. They had no weapons, no warriors, no hope. Mirath stood at the observation post, her translucent blue skin flickering with the bioluminescent patterns of deep sorrow. Behind her, 300 souls huddled in the community center, younglings, elders, and everyone in between. The Krillians had given them until sunrise. Surrender and face slavery or be obliterated where they stood. "Elder," whispered Tola, a young engineer. "The long-range sensors, they're detecting something." Mirath barely looked up. Probably another Krillian ship, come to watch the spectacle of their conquest. The galaxy's great civilizations, the Valorian Empire, the Cestian Collective, the Forian Alliance had all ignored their pleas. The Zalari were too few, too insignificant. Their suffering was just another statistic in an indifferent universe. "Elder!" Tola's voice cracked with something that sounded dangerously like hope. "It's not Krillian. The signature, I've never seen anything like it." Against her better judgment, Mirath approached the sensor array. The screen showed multiple contacts dropping out of faster-than-light travel. Small ships, perhaps fighters, but moving with precision that spoke of military discipline. Their IFF transponders broadcast a simple message in Galactic Common. "Earth Defense Force, hold position. Help has arrived." "Earth?" Mirath's vocal sacs trembled. "But they're primitives. They've barely left their own star system." The humans had only made first contact 8 months ago, stumbling into galactic society with their crude fusion drives and endearing ignorance. The galactic community had largely dismissed them. A young species with quaint ideas about honor and heroism, useful perhaps for trade, but certainly not players on the great stage of interstellar politics. Above New Haven, the sky began to burn. Captain Jessica Torres gripped the controls of her drop pod as it screamed through Theta 7's thin atmosphere. Around her, 300 more pods fell like meteors, each containing a united Earth Marine ready to do what humanity did best: show up when everyone else had given up. "Echo Company, sound off," she commanded, her voice steady despite the 7G deceleration threatening to crush her into her seat. The responses came rapid fire, each squad leader confirming readiness. Behind them, the UES Indomitable and her sister ships engaged the Krillian fleet. Earth's warships were smaller, less sophisticated than the vessels of older civilizations, but what they lacked in advanced technology, they compensated for with sheer audacity and surprisingly effective weapons. The Krillians had made 2 mistakes. First, they'd assumed no one would answer the Zalari distress call. Second, they'd never encountered humans before. Torres's pod hit the ground hard, retro thrusters firing at the last second to prevent a fatal impact. The hatch blew open and she emerged with her squad, rail rifles charged and ready. The Krillians were already advancing on the Zalari position, confident in their superiority. They didn't stay confident for long. Human tactics confused the Krillians. Every other species in the galaxy fought with calculated risk assessment, retreating when casualties reached acceptable thresholds, surrendering when victory became mathematically improbable. Humans fought like the universe owed them something, with a fury that bordered on insanity and a refusal to accept defeat that seemed biologically irrational. Torres's squad hit the Krillian flank with coordinated precision. Railgun rounds punched through armor that was supposed to be impenetrable. Plasma grenades cleared fortified positions, and when one of her Marines took a hit, the others didn't fall back to regroup. They pushed harder as if personal offense at their comrade's injury overrode all tactical sense. In orbit, Commander David Chen watched the tactical display with grim satisfaction. The Krillian admiral was trying to understand what he was facing, running simulations, searching for patterns. Chen could have told him. There was no pattern. Human warfare was chaos wrapped in doctrine, improvisation masquerading as strategy. "Sir, they're attempting to target the colony with their main batteries," reported Lieutenant Park. "Negative," Chen replied coldly. "Helm, put us between them and the surface. All power to forward shields." The Indomitable moved with a speed that surprised the Krillians. Placing herself directly in the line of fire, the enemy's plasma cannon struck like the wrath of stars. But the human ship held position, her crew working with desperate efficiency to keep the shields online. On the surface, Torres had fought her way to the Zalari Community Center. Elder Mirath stared at the human with all four of her eyes, unable to comprehend what she was seeing. "Ma'am," Torres said, her helmet retracting to reveal a face smeared with dirt and determination. "Captain Jessica Torres, United Earth Marines. Sorry we're late. Traffic was hell. But why?" Mirath's translator struggled with the complex emotions in her voice. "We are nothing to you. We have nothing to offer Earth." Torres checked her ammunition counter and smiled. Not the diplomatic smile of politicians, but the genuine grin of someone who had found their purpose. "You called for help and we had ships. That's all the reason we needed." It was such a human answer. Illogical, inefficient, beautifully, impossibly human. The battle lasted 6 more hours. When it ended, the Krillian fleet had withdrawn, their losses unsustainable, their pride shattered. The Indomitable limped in orbit, her shields depleted and her hull scarred but still flying. On the ground, 17 Marines had fallen, their sacrifice marked by hastily planted flags in the alien soil. As the sun rose over New Haven, Elder Marath stood beside Captain Torres, watching the human ships maintain their protective formation above. "The galaxy will hear of this," Mirath said softly. "They will ask why Earth came when no one else would." Torres looked at the graves of her fallen comrades, then at the Zalari younglings already emerging from shelter, their bioluminescence flickering with something that might have been hope. "Tell them whatever you want," she replied. "But tell them this too. Humans don't calculate the worth of a life before deciding to save it. Maybe that makes us foolish. Maybe it makes us dangerous. But when you need someone who'll show up no matter the odds, no matter the cost, you call Earth." In the years that followed, that message spread across the galaxy. The humans had arrived, and they'd brought with them something the ancient civilizations had forgotten. The unshakable belief that every life mattered, that no cry for help should go unanswered, and that sometimes the most powerful weapon in the universe was simply refusing to abandon hope. They had believed no one would come. They had been wrong. Earth's warriors had fallen from the sky, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be quite the same.